This has really affected me in a great way because I've been so much a part of the journey before Sarah came in. And I'm always wondering, I think when we're suffering and wondering how things are going and why they're going the way they're going, you know, is this really what God has for me? Is this what it is? So I've written a few things and asked the Holy Spirit to just help me say these things. It's very important that Sarah, you know that this is, I guess I'm the backstory, have some of the backstory. So how did we get here? I mean, 6 months ago, September.
Five.
No, but I'm talking about September, before you even knew each other. We didn't, Sarah didn't know David. David just, how did we get here? And no, bro, it's not airplane, car, that whole thing. So how did we get to where they're married? So you might say, they met at a hurricane project and cleanup project in Fort Myers, on October 12th. Yeah, I know that date now. But I want to know where they were before that. And I will tell you, from my point of view, there was a lot of pain. There was a lot of unbearable pain. There were hearts that were shattered, broken relationships, dreams obliterated, enduring years of disappointments, wondering where God was in the pain of it all. They're begging for help. And I wonder if God did know the agony of their souls. Does God really get us? Does God really know what's going on in those times? And when we open the Bible, there's lots of wonderful things we heard, but I want you to know that from my point of view, that I heard this from my brother as we shared some of the same statements. Try, how's this for comfort? Psalm 22. My God, why have you forsaken me? Why are you so far from saving me? So far from the words of my groaning? Oh my God, I cried out to you, but you do not answer. By night or by day. And here's another one. Psalms are a great place to go for hurting hearts and joyful ones. But okay, let's try Psalm 69. Save me, O God, for the waters have come up to my neck. I sink in the miry depths where there is no foothold. I have come into the deep waters. The floods engulf me. I am worn out, calling for help. My throat is parched. My eyes fail looking for my God. David, I just had so many times where we were saying those things in our own way. Then my favorite. I called you, O Lord, every day. Psalm 88. O Lord, the God who I cry out to, may my prayer come before you, for my soul is full of trouble and my life draws near the grave. I am counted among those who go down to the pit. I am like a man without strength. I am set apart with the dead, like the slain who lie in the grave, whom you'll remember no more, who are cut off from your care. And they were both in those situations many, many times. So I think God does get it when you find that these were recorded words from at least 2,000, 2,500 years ago, people hurting, but hanging on. So God does know that we suffer, because he puts these words to give us comfort to know that we're not alone. God also knows how to save. But I pray to you, O Lord, in the time of your favor, in your great love, O God, answer me with your sure salvation. Well, didn't God answer David and Sarah with sure salvation? And that salvation was each other. David for Sarah, Sarah for David. Completely off the radar, completely out of the blue. No clue that this was coming. So, what got them to their place right there? The love of God. I mean, they didn't know each other, but they loved God. And that was the key component that they required in anybody else. Can't be just this, it's got to be for real. And I'll tell this quickly, I didn't have it in my notes, but David had been out with some people and he said, you know, Jeff, I'm just not going to go out and meet anybody unless they answer the question whether or not they love God. Do they go to church? If they don't pass that first question, why bother? And so when he told me about Sarah, I knew she passed the test. So it was their love of God that got them to, despite all the lonely trials, despite all the hours of sobbing on the phone and more sobbing after the phone call ended, despite the effects of loneliness, they still heard God cry out that he needed people, and they didn't stop. God said, tragedy in Florida, whom shall I send? And David in Virginia Beach and Sarah in Georgia, like Isaiah, said, here, my Lord, send me. That's how we got here to today. Their love of God became their love for each other. And all I can say to you both is, well done, good and faithful servants. David and Sarah.
Somebody took my drink. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We're beyond blessed. Cheers.
Cheers.